Good morning. How are y'all? I'm having a hot flash like at the moment. So give me a minute. Today I have reached the age where I have a whole list of doctor's appointments. So yesterday I had to go to the dentist to see if there was melanoma in my mouth, and I got a clearance. There's no melanoma in my mouth, which is good. I thought when they said melanoma could go in your mouth, I thought it was in your gums. But she was like, no, Judy, it's under your tongue and in the side of your cheeks. And I said, well, what does it look like? And it's just like a mole. It's like a dark spot. So look under your tongue. And she said, normally people don't know they have melanoma in their mouth because no one ever looks under their tongue or inside their cheeks. So, I'm good. But, I told you that I broke 4 teeth from brushing my teeth hard. So I have to have 4 fillings. So I added that doctor's appointment to the list. So yesterday was a dentist. Today I have to go to my primary care doctor. Thursday is my surgery. My fillings are next week. Then my next surgery is the 18th. I'm like, I have officially hit the age where I'm going to be talking about my doctor's appointments all the time. I'm like, oh God. But it is what it is. Today, I'm going to give you a disclaimer before I even talk. Because if I don't, if my husband's list, hang on, I got to plug my curling iron in. Dang, I can't even see. Because if my husband's listening or somebody that doesn't know me listens in the beginning, I begin to get judgment. And the judgment is, oh my gosh, I cannot believe she's saying that about her husband, or I can't believe she's talking like that. And chances are, if you listen to the beginning of my live, you might cast judgment upon me. I'm not the channel that goes live where you can just listen to 15 minutes of me and leave. I'm the live that you have to listen to the whole story to gain what I'm trying to talk to you guys about. I tell live situations, real situations. None of these stories that I share in the mornings are made up. It's situations that I've been in or that I'm going through, and how I have to break things down to figure out what I'm supposed to be learning, or how I get to where I am today, how we can't control other people, how we have to control our own thoughts. Okay? So, if you're listening and you begin to judge me, it's on you, because I'm telling you the scenario up front. I literally have my pants rolled up past my knees because I'm having hot flashes. I do want to say something before I go. I talked about rosacea. I told you guys that I have been a zit head for a long time. And when I went to the skin doctor, I said, listen, you've got to give me something for these zits on my face. I'm 54. And she said, Judy, the zits on your face are from rosacea. You need medicine for rosacea. So they called in this compound drug. Okay, when you have rosacea, there is 3 medications that you can. Don't tell me my internet's going to jank up. Can y'all hear me? Okay. There's 3 medications that you can take for rosacea. And what the doctor has realized is if you put all 3 medications in a compound drug, then you know which medication is going to react to your skin versus trying to go through 3 different. The medication is, I can't pronounce it. Well, it's actually faded off. I know one of them is ivermectin, and the other one, oh, here it is. Azelaic. That's one of the drugs. The second drug is metronid, and the third is ivermectin. Y'all, if you have rosacea and you're a big zit head like me, oh my gosh, I have found the answer. All it is a cream that you put on twice a day, and look at my skin. Y'all, you've been with me a while. My skin is so much better, and I'm not so fire engine red. You know, it's like, but the one thing that it says is, does say hazardous drug. So I need to ask why it's hazardous. I don't know. But I will tell you, if you have rosacea, run to your dermatologist and ask for help, because it has changed my appearance so much. All right, on with the story. On with the story. So I talk about Larry a lot. I talk about Larry a lot, but I don't really talk about my stepmom a lot. My stepmom is a very private person. Like, how do I put her? She's very private. I'm just going to keep it like that. She's been my stepmom since I was about 7 years old. So she's actually been my stepmom longer than Larry, because Larry has only been my stepdad. I'd already graduated high school when my mom married Larry. So my stepmom has been in my life a lot longer than Larry has been in my life. My dad passed away in, I'm not even using the right side of the brush. My dad passed away in 2012. So my stepmom has pretty much been alone since 2012. She does not live near me. She lives where Shane and I used to live. She lives in Gulf Shores. And so I don't get to see her too terribly a lot. But, you know, growing up, we were at their house every other weekend and things like that. So, well, she was diagnosed. She got breast cancer and she beat that. And then she ended up getting lung cancer. And she has been through treatment. She's went through chemo and radiation. She's lost all her hair. And my stepbrother, which has been my stepbrother my whole life, right? So like we grew up together. He wanted to do a surprise birthday party for my stepmom because she's turning 80 and she had finished her treatments. And what she really wanted for her 80th birthday before she got sick was she wanted all of us kids to go on a cruise with her for her 80th birthday. Well, she ended up getting cancer and we didn't get to go. So he wanted to do something special for her 80th birthday and get us all the kids together and do a surprise party in Gulf Shores. So he called me on the phone and he said, "Hey, Judy, do you think that you could come to Mom's birthday party?" And I said, "Sure, yes." And so he's a guy and not very organized. So it was like, "When's the party?" "I don't know." Well, what? what I mean, how are we supposed to, you know what I mean? Like how well it's gonna be sometime uh the last weekend of August. Dude, I don't work like that. I have to know specifics. So I was like, can your wife please take over this? Because you're a guy and you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, I'm like, do you have food? Do you need decorations? Do you need help? I don't know. Who's coming? Just family. I'm like, okay. So we buckled him down, and the party was going to be it was last Saturday in Gulf Shores. And so I told Shane, I said, hey, I want to go to Gulf Shores for my stepmom's birthday, because she has cancer and I need to go. I mean, my brothers are going to be there, and I feel like I need to go. And so the response that I got from Shane was, it's the same response I always get. I may have to work. And so it wasn't the response I wanted. But unfortunately, Shane normally has to work holidays because plants usually shut down during holidays because employees are not there. So that's usually when plants do repairs. So I understood, but it was just like, dang, can't you, can't you just take off for me? Like this is my stepmom that's been in my life my whole life. She's having a birthday party. So immediately I felt disappointed, but I didn't tell him because I didn't want to make him feel guilty, because we have what we have because he works 2 jobs. So I felt like it would be selfish of me to tell him the truth and say, I'm disappointed or I'm upset. So I just swallowed, took a deep breath, swallowed. I was mad, but I didn't show it. I didn't tell him I was mad. In my head, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be the only person without a spouse, but I got to go by myself. And in my head, I thought, well, that's how my life is. Like I always have to go by myself. If I'm going to my son's theater, it's like I have to go by myself because someone has to be here to put up animals or someone has to be here with Larry. So it's like upsetting because I want my husband beside me. And unfortunately, Shane and I do not have the life where that can happen. It's like if Shane goes somewhere, he's by himself. And if I go somewhere, I'm by myself because of the farm and Larry. So I decided that I was going to my stepmom's birthday by myself. And I had come to grips with it. I'm like, okay, it makes me mad, but there's nothing I can do about it, right? That's my husband's job. There's nothing I can do about it. I need to suck up my pride and just go and don't worry about not having my spouse there. But when you go somewhere without your spouse, what's the first thing they do? Where's Shane? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I called the hospice and I said, can I put Larry in respite? And I kind of planned where I could put Larry in respite so that I could go. So I put Larry in respite and I called to try to find someone to help me with the farm. so I could go. So I called Shayna, the girl that knows my animals very well, and she's pregnant. And I said, "Hey, do you want to make some extra money? I want to go to my stepmom's birthday party." And I said, "So, um, can you do the farm?" And she said, "Well, Judy, I am 8 months pregnant." And I said, "Okay." She said, "So let me think about it." So I got off the phone with her and I'm like, do I really want the responsibility of having an 8-month-old pregnant woman out here with my animals, which my animals don't really jump on you. So I wasn't, but I mean, in my head, I thought, well, what if something happened? And let's just say, Hound Dog rammed her in the belly, like I would die if something happened to her in my farm. So I began to feel uneasy about it. And I was like, so as the days went on, I started feeling frustrated. And so then I contacted uh, this girl that helped me with the libraries this summer. And I said, like, do you want to make some extra money? And she just wasn't comfortable with, doing it. So I could feel it. So I didn't really push that situation. So I was sitting here going, why is it so difficult for me to get away? Like, how do I'm not the only person that has a farm. Like, how the crap do they do that? Like, I don't understand. Like, how, and then like, I, as far as the cost, it generally costs like $50 every time they come out here. Well, you got to come out in the morning to let the animals out, and you have to. I'm getting heartburn. You have to feed at night and put the animals to bed. So that's $100 a day. So for me to go to the beach for 5 or 6 days, you're looking at $500 or $600 before I even leave the driveway. So I'm like feeling kind of sad because I'm like, I don't have my husband, and I'm having a hard time finding someone to do my farm. So I'm like, is this a sign that I'm not supposed to go? And I'm like, surely God would want me to go. Like, why is he keeping me here? You know what I'm saying? Oh, God, I got heartburn like crazy. I feel like I just need to burp or something. But anyway, so I began to express my frustrations to Shane. And I'm like, I'm just not going. And he was like, okay. I'm like, I mean, I can't find anybody to do my farm. I said, so I'm just not going. And he was like, okay. And then I would, oh God, I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Let me go take some Tums. Hang on. Don't you hate heartburn? Oh. Give me a minute. I'm sorry. I've never done this with y'all. Ugh. Let me stand up. Okay, I'm going to try to get through this. Maybe that'll help in a minute. So I began to express to Shane, I'm just not going to go. And what I was saying to him is I was frustrated because I couldn't figure out, I'm feeling better. I couldn't figure out how to get help. Deep down inside, I was not telling Shane the truth. I was sitting there, and what I was wanting Shane to say to me is I was wanting him to go, hey, you never get to go anywhere. I will do your farm. I will be back from work in time to do your farm. I will put your animals up. You go have a good time. I'm here. I got your back. I want you to go. But I wasn't getting that. I was getting nothing. So I wasn't telling, I feel 100% better, just to let you know. I don't want you to get scared. It was heartburn. So I wasn't telling Shane the truth. I was sitting there hurting. I was hurting because both my brothers were texting me, oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun. We're going to get a Airbnb and, you know, talk about old times. And I was sitting there the whole time going, I can't figure out how to get there. I don't have help in the farm and my husband has to work. So I'm the type of person who I can't like just be on the fence. I just have to make a decision. This up in the air stuff does not sit well with me. I will sit here and stew over it. So I just made the decision that I can't go. So I called both my brothers and I said, I'm sorry. I can't find anybody to do my farm. And I will tell you that Shayna, thank goodness I did not use her. Her water broke at 33 weeks. Her water broke the same week, last week. And she is actually in the hospital on bed rest, trying to keep the baby cooking before she delivers. So I just told Shane, I said, I'm not going. I told my brothers, I'm sorry, I can't go. And I've sat here and I've not told anyone like Shane or my brothers how I really felt. I just sat here and grieved on my own. And last Thursday, the birthday party was Saturday, so I was supposed to leave Saturday. Well, Thursday, Shane comes home from work and he said, hey, I have to work, but I'm going to try to schedule my work for Friday, and I'm going to leave Friday night to go to Green Acres, which is our other house. And I was like, instead of telling Shane how I felt, I sat there and I'm listening. And I said, okay. And the reason he was going to our other place was because the air conditioning broke and the AC guy is a friend of Shane's and he could go that weekend. So he goes, I'm going to go down there and get the air conditioning fixed and cut some wood and turn the green fields. And instead of telling Shane how I felt, I sat there. I wasn't mad. I had my feelings hurt. And he left. Oh, let me back up. So after he said, I'm going to get Green Acres, I sat in dead silence. He picked up that something was wrong. And he said to me, he said, oh, were you wanting to go to your stepmom's birthday party? And I said, no. He goes, well, you said you weren't going. I said, no, no. And I sat and I was not truthful with him. I just said, so I had gone to the dermatologist, right, to have my surgery last week. And the doctor said, Judy, you need to do every single thing that you want to do because you're going in shutdown as of Thursday, which is tomorrow. So I said to Shane, because I had my feelings hurt and we were sitting at the supper table and I wasn't being truthful with him, I said, look, I think Shane was feeling guilty about going. But I said, listen, the doctor said, let me back up. He knew I had surgery last Thursday. And I could tell he was on the fence about should I go, should I not? Is she going to be pissed if I go, should I not? Like he was kind of giving me that vibe. And I said, my back is fine. The doctor said we need to get everything that we need to get done within this week. So just go. Just go to Green Acres, get what you want done, and I'm fine. I'm fine. And he left, and I bawled my eyes out. And I was like, what the crap has happened? Like, why? When I said, hey, I want to go to my stepmom's, why didn't he go, I'll see if I can work on Friday so you can leave Saturday and I'll do your animals. You go. But I didn't get that. I may have to work. I didn't get, hey, let me see if I can make arrangements to work on Friday so you can leave on Saturday. So when he left for Green Acres, I sat and felt like I had been kicked in the gut. But I wasn't being truthful with Shane. I just grieved on my own. So all weekend, I have stitches in my back, right? But I'm fine. Like I wasn't like, I hurt the first day a little bit because I didn't sleep well because it's on my back. But I was fine by myself. So all weekend, I'm by myself. And deep down inside, I wasn't mad at Shane. I felt very disappointed. I felt very let down. And I felt that way all weekend. And as I was sitting there, I was by myself because Larry was in the nursing home. And I was like, how does he just get up and say, hey, I'm leaving? How does he do that? And I can't do that. Like, I'm stuck. And I was, in my head, I was like, he's the luckiest guy in the whole wide world because, like, any wife that dealt with that would not like it. Because he is the type of man, he walks in the door and says, hey, I'm going to Green Acres this weekend. And then he's gone. And I'm just here with Larry and that farm by myself. And I was like, there is not another woman that could be married to him. I know why he was single for 19 years. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what the heck? I mean, how did this all happen? And I sat there all weekend just depressed. I was so depressed that I called Vanson, my youngest son, and I said, "Look, I'm depressed." And he was like, "What's wrong, Mom?" And I couldn't tell him the truth because then he'd hate Shane's guts, right? Like I have to sit here and pretend like I'm depressed because I'm having all these surgeries, and I'm depressed because I'm in menopause. Like I had to just like kind of make up these stories. But then I started thinking, well, maybe that is what's wrong with me. Maybe, I am in menopause and my hormones are all over the place. You know, I've just been diagnosed with melanoma, like I got to have 4 surgeries. Like maybe that is what's wrong with me. So I told him, I'm just having a hard time. And that sweet boy of mine on Saturday, he goes, "I'm going to come see you." And it made my day. And so, all weekend, I sat and just moped. Scouts honor that I'm not going to cry because I just put on my foundation and my powder. And if you're just joining me for the first time, I usually do the Scouts honor thing because it helps me not cry. So if you think I'm a weirdo for saying this, it's because it usually like dries my tears up. And see, it's already dried them up. So I have to do Scouts honor. So anyway, all weekend, I am sideways. Like I am depressed. I am crying. I'm not wanting to get out of the bed. I'm janked up. I'm just like, like, what is wrong? And I'm like, what is wrong is I've got like this list of crap that's going on right now. Having all these doctor's appointments, not feeling good, being diagnosed with melanoma, just having to go see if it's spread, all these things. Well, the whole time Shane's gone, he's calling me like normal and I'm acting normal. I did tell him I was depressed and he did say, "What's wrong with you?" And I just said, it's just, it upsets me that I have to go under the knife 4 times, like it just sounds like a lot. And I got petals from the past coming up. I got a lot. Do I need to do Scouts honor again? Okay. Scouts honor, I'm not going to cry. So, but I wasn't being truthful with him. So he came home Sunday night at about 10 o'clock at night. And Saturday was the surprise birthday party. And so I called my brother. I said, "Would you please send me videos?" And so my brother was sending me videos of my stepmom walking in, getting surprised, and, like pictures of my family, and everybody's there but me and my younger brother. And the reason my younger brother's not there is because he's in jail. So I'm just like, well, I'm not there. And my brother's like, "Judy, everybody asked about you and where you were." And, and I'm just like, God. So then he got home Sunday night and Monday came, which was Labor Day. And I was like, I am so janked up. Okay, I've spent all weekend crying, being depressed. Now I got to figure out what is wrong. So anytime you go through a situation where you're really depressed, you have to figure out what your ownership is. So Monday, he was around. So Monday, I know that I have to break things down, but I can't do it with people around. So I was like, Tuesday came yesterday, and I was like, I need to go get by myself. So he went to work, and I was cleaning Larry's room because he's on respite. So that's when I have to like deep clean all his crap. And I'm on my hands and my knees, and I'm scrubbing the pee and poop and everything off the floor. And I'm like, God, surely you don't mean this for my life. Like, surely, like, you don't mean for me to be doing all this. And I was just cleaning all the food off his chair and out of the bed. And I'm like, I'm frustrated. And I'm like, there better be a big old, I'm talking to God, right? I'm like, there better be a big old crown to go on this head when I get to heaven. Because getting on this floor, because I'm having to scrub the urine out of the cracks of the bathroom. And I'm like, surely, God, you're going to give me the biggest crown. And suddenly it was like, I realized that that's not what gets me into heaven. Like scrubbing pee off the floor and, and cleaning crumbs out of the chair and the bed. And like, oh my God, like that's not what gets me in heaven. My good works does not give me in heaven. It actually says that in scripture. So I got humble about cleaning up after Larry. And I laid not in the bathroom floor. I laid in the floor and I was like, God, help me understand what all has happened this weekend. Help me understand why I'm doing half the crap that I'm doing. Like, help me break this down to see my mistakes. It was like, well, it's because you're a big fat lie, Judy. You're a big fat lie. And so, hang on just a minute. I was like, I'm a lie. Well, you're not being truthful, Judy. I mean, you're just sitting here lying to everybody. You're not telling them what you need. I am not good at telling people what I need. I am the type of girl who goes, you should know what I need. Are y'all one of those? Like, especially with your husbands, like, you're like, dude, when I see here, my stepmom's like got lung cancer, having a surprise birthday party, dude, you should know that I need to go. I mean, don't you have a freaking brain? But not everyone. I bought this new blush. We'll see how it works. How do you squeeze it out? I'm like, I need him. I need him to say, Judy, I love you. I want you to go to the beach with your family. I'm sorry I can't go with you, but I'm going to do your animals. I will take care of them. I know how to do them. I want you to go and have a good time. I don't want you to worry about home. But that is not my husband. I do not, I don't know if you have one of those at home, but that's not how he operates. Okay? He does not comprehend the things that I actually need. Okay? And I don't know how this works. Okay, that's for a later date. So when I was realizing that I wasn't being truthful with Shane and I'm blaming everything on Shane, I'm like, well, how does he know what he's us women think that it should be understood. But men are programmed differently from women. Like men are from Mars, women are from Venus, the book. Like we were formed on two different planets. So they don't operate like we do. And many a times when Shane comes in the door and says, "Hey, I'm going to Green Acres this weekend," I don't get mad. I'm like, "Go." He works 7 days a week. Go. I'm good. I got this. I'm good. I'm not the type of wife to make him feel guilty. I don't work like that. Okay? I'm like, just go. I got it. And I do have it, okay? But like I don't it's not reciprocated. It's not like he does that to me. So when I was thinking about the fact that I'm a big fat lie, I was like, I said to him in the beginning, I said, "Hey," and I wanted me and him to go to my stepmom's birthday party. But then when he said he had to work, I knew that that was not going to happen. So I was wanting him to tell me to go, and he wasn't. And I wasn't being truthful telling Shane, "Hey, I need to go to this." And the reason is because I wanted him to give me the assurance that he had my farm. I wanted him to do me like I do him. I don't put him through a guilt trip when he goes hunting for freaking 2 weeks at a time. I don't do that. And I wanted him to go, "Judy, go. I got it. Go." Why didn't I tell him the truth? This all could have been rectified if I was just honest. Why do I sit here and hide behind my feelings? And if you're a guy watching this, you have to understand how girls operate. This is how I am. I want him to want me to go. And if he is not going to give me what I need, I guess I won't go. I want him to go, "I want you to go. Go. I got it." I want him to do that. He ain't doing that. I'm after work. So because he's not giving me what I need, forget it. I won't go. I'm not going to go worrying about my animals or trying to paying $600 for someone to come do my farm. So I was untruthful to him and didn't tell him how I honestly felt. So how do I expect him to know? I expect him to know because it's understood. Like, dude, come on, get the big picture here. Ding, ding, ding. But he ain't catching on. So therefore, he's not catching on, and I'm not being truthful. So my ownership in what happened is he is the complete opposite of me when it comes to romance, to um, seeing the big picture. He's narrow-minded. He doesn't see the big picture. He is a type of man who's got a tunnel vision. He don't get the big picture. So I realized from this point on that my needs are not going to get met. I'm not married to this man that's going to give me what I need. I'm not married to the man that's bringing me home a new diamond ring at 10 years of marriage, or I'm not married to the man that says, let's go renew our vows. I love you so much, Judy. Let's go renew our vows. I'm not married to that man. I'm not married to the man that's giving me a Valentine's gift. I'm not. I'm not married to the man that can see the big picture of my needs. I'm not married to the man that goes, okay, this is not how I show love, but I need to figure out how my wife shows love. I'm not married to the man that's going to get that. I'm married to the man who goes, this is how I show love. You're going to have to get over it. I'm like, he doesn't bend. He's not flexible. He's tunnel vision. So how do I be the best version of myself when I'm married to someone like that? I have to break things down and figure out him, because he ain't mature enough to figure out me. He doesn't say, my wife would be ripped up excited if I brought her home roses. So today I'm going to go call the florist and I'm going to send her flowers because I know she will be ripped up excited. He's not that man. He's not. That's what I need, because that's how I receive love. But he ain't ever been to a counselor a day in his life. So he doesn't understand that other people are not like him. I've been to counseling my entire life, and I understand that not everyone receives love in the same way. I have to figure out how Shane receives love, and I have to figure out how he tells me he loves me, because he doesn't meet my needs at all. None. So I realized through this situation that I have to get out of my comfort zone and tell Shane what I need. But it seems disrespectful to me. And it seems like I have to, this is what I have to do next time. Hey, I'm going to Gulf Shores and you're going to need to do the animals. That's not my personality. That is not, I'm not like him. I'm not. But that's how he receives understanding. He doesn't receive understanding through, what is she trying to tell me? So I have to be direct. I have to say, hey, this weekend I'm leaving. I'm going to Gulf Shores. You're going to have to do the animals. You're going to have to figure it out. That sounds like I'm a BITC, you know what, to me. But that's how he receives understanding. He doesn't look through the skin. He doesn't break things down. He doesn't try to figure out why I'm depressed. He needs me to tell him. I hate it. I literally hate it. But that's what he needs. So last night, we were in the truck and we were headed down the road. I said, "Hey, I've not been honest with you." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "I've just not been honest with you how I feel." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, I really got my feelings hurt because I didn't get to go to my stepmom's birthday party, and I was really depressed because I didn't get to go." You're the one who said you weren't going, Judy. Do you not remember us sitting at the table and you literally said, "Judy, I mean, Shane, I'm not going to the birthday party." I'm like, "That's not what I meant." "That's what you said. You're the one who said you weren't going." I'm like, "I know, but I said it, but that's not what I was thinking." "Well, how am I supposed to know what you're thinking?" "Because I'm a woman, Shane. Did you not see me there sulking? I needed you to tell me to go." "Well, I ain't no mind reader. You're the one who said you weren't going. So don't be blaming this crap on me because you didn't get to go, because you're the one who said you weren't going." I said, "The reason I said I wasn't going is because I had no one to take care of my farm." "Well, you should have told me." Doesn't common sense tell you when I'm going somewhere that you need to take control? You have to tell me, Judy. Okay. Okay. I've been with this guy in January will be 11 years. And I have just now caught on to what I have to do. It's taken me 11 long years of staying at home because that joker says to me, I may have to work. So when he says, I may have to work, I have to let it go into one ear and out the other. Well, you better hire farm help is all I can tell you. I hate that because those are my babies. And before I leave this house and can be happy, I have to know that they're taken care of. This bull crap, I may have to work, and like me leaving and the thought of them being out there without supervision, I can't leave comfortably and feel good in my heart knowing that they are may or may not be taken care of. My brain doesn't work like that. But I have the husband that is not catching on to my needs because he's never had counseling. He really should listen to his Aunt Judy. I don't have that. I don't have the husband that says, go, I got it. In order to be the best version of yourself, we have to learn to accept things that people are not like us. People do not learn the same way as us. People don't get the big picture if we don't tell them. It seems really silly to me because my brain doesn't work like his. My brain goes, when I say that I need to go to my stepmom's for her birthday, she has lung cancer and I need to go. My whole family's going. I need to go. That dude should understand what I'm saying. But he doesn't, because he's not programmed like me. It's taken me 11 years to figure this out. I think from this point on, I have to learn how to be direct, because at the end of the day, I've been blaming all of this of me not going on Shane. I'm like, I don't have the husband that will have my back. I don't have a team player. That's how I felt. But that's really not true. I just, he just doesn't understand my brain and how my brain works. I need him to meet my needs. But see, at the end of the day, we can't change other people. And it's hard for us to comprehend how someone that loves us dearly doesn't get us. But if we're going to be the best version of ourselves, we have to figure it out. We have to figure out how the other, even if it's in a friendship, it doesn't have, it, like, say you're not married and you have a friend and she's totally, or he's totally different from you. You have to figure it out. It's almost like you have to be a psychiatrist and break things down and figure out what they're trying to tell you, because they receive love and affection and directions totally different from you. We think they should be like us. And when someone doesn't think like us, we get really sad. We can go into a deep, where like, our marriage sucks. You're lucky to have Shane. You're so lucky. My marriage absolutely sucks. And it's like, but it doesn't have to be there way. You have to change. You can't expect your spouse to change. I don't care how they are. You have to be the one who changes, because they're not mature enough. They're not into understanding. They're just along for the ride. You know, a lot of times I hear women talk about how miserable they are in their marriage. All I can tell you is you don't have to be. You have to go change yourself. You have to change, because they're not programmed like you. And if you're sitting around miserable because your husband is not romantic, or your husband never says, I love you, or whatever, it's because they're programmed differently from you. And I missed out on a very important event to me because I wasn't honest. If I would have said, Shane, I'm going to Gulf Shores this weekend, I need you to stay here with the farm because Shayna can't do it, he'd have done it. I didn't know that, because I heard I may have to work. I mean, when you say I may have to work, to me, and probably to you, means I can't do it. That's what I heard. But that's not what he was saying. He's a weirdo. People that are not like us are weirdos. Well, Judy, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me that I had to do the farm. If Shayna can't do it and I'm leaving, who's left? Larry? Ding, 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 it's you, dude. Do I really have to say it? Apparently, yes. Yes, I do. Because he does not read my brain. He doesn't understand things that are understood. He doesn't. You have to tell him, Shane, I'm leaving to go to Gulf Shores. Your butt is staying home and doing the animals. I do it all hunting season. But see, if I go that route, he goes to defense. Oh, no, I'm not. You tell me if I mess with his manhood. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I've learned that too. You don't mess with his manhood. Because he ain't doing it. He's not. So I have to say, Shane, it's very important to me to go to Gulf Shores. I'm going to get you to stay home. I can't say, do you mind staying home? Because that's polite. He doesn't understand that. I have to say, Shane, I'm going to Gulf Shores this weekend. I'm going to need you to do animals. I have to say it just like that. And it's taken me 11 years to figure that out. And it's taken me a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, a lot of sadness, because I have sat it out because I didn't know how to dance. Does that make sense? I had to learn his brain and how he operates because he's programmed totally different from me. And I sat home and missed that entire family function, seeing my brothers. I don't see my stepbrother very often. I missed that whole entire surprise party because I didn't know how to communicate with Shane. And he said to me, well, all you had to do was tell me. Seriously? But if I stop in the dead tracks, I didn't tell him. I expected him to understand. And he wasn't catching on. Therefore, I was mad at him because he didn't know my needs. And many a times we do that. We're like, it's my birthday, dude. It's understood that you bring someone a present on their birthday or you recognize their birthday. I have to say, hey, it's my birthday coming up. And what I would love to have is this. So I'm going to order it and you're going to pay for it. That's what and it doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. My needs are not getting met. It almost frustrates me because my needs are not getting met. My bucket is not getting full. But when I put on my thick pair of glasses and see that that's how my husband shows love. My husband works 7 days a week so that I can say, hey, for my birthday, I really would like for you to build Queso's enclosure. And we're going to do it this week, this particular weekend. He gets that. Am I getting my needs met? I have to look outside the box to get my needs met because he does not meet my needs the way I want them met. He is not romantic. I have to see how he's romantic through his eyes. He's romantic by sitting there building this beautiful enclosure for me. And he loves to work like that and build something incredible. And that's how he shows me love. But if I sit here and expect him to meet my needs, I'm gonna be miserable. So today is Wednesday. The center comes today. I'm super excited. You have a choice. You can sit it out and continue to be absolutely miserable and let your week after week get ruined with you crying, hating your life. Or you can dance. And dancing is knowing that everyone does not operate like you. You have to look outside the box. I'll see y'all next week. My surgery is tomorrow, and I will keep you posted on how I am. Love you guys. Bye.